Time for another loser.
Yeah. So just
wait, that's mean. I'm sorry. I won't call him a loser. I gotta stop doing that. I don't know these people. Okay, he's not a loser, but I don't really know enough about him to like him. Or I should say, what I know about him, I don't like.
That was very mature of you.
Thank you. All right.
Anyway, back to this loser. I'm just kidding. So just an update on like DDG, Halle, their custody battle and stuff going on. If you're wondering why you haven't seen cute little baby Halo in a while.
That's so funny because he did disappear from it. I forgot.
Now he's out of sight.
Yeah.
He was everywhere, and I was like, okay, well.
I was never checking for the baby to begin with, but it's like now.
You notice that you don't see him anywhere now.
Yeah. I'm Nani.
And I'm Ant.
Join us on Law & Order as we unpack the hottest topics, trending lawsuits, and media buzz.
Take a listen as we cut through the noise to reveal fact and what's really going on.
Tune in for sharp insights and a fresh take on today's stories. Follow us everywhere for your dose of lore. We are back.
We're back.
I feel refreshed after our last week's episode, or 2 weeks, whatever it is at this point, because we just yapped. So I feel like I got back in the routine of podcasting. Yes. I'm ready to go today.
To get back into what this all is really about, which is giving y'all the lore, giving y'all this today's stories with, the background in law and media production. And to get down, like, what's really going on? We about to tell y'all what's really going on.
Yeah.
We're about to
get we have a lot to discuss.
Yeah.
Updates first.
One of the biggest updates is that my coworker is finally back, or she's supposed to be coming back soon. She's been gone since February. And I've just been holding it down. Like, because we're the only two that do our job. So in our team. And so without her,
she's been doing a 2-person job.
Yeah. As one
for a year.
Yeah. A year.
Like a year.
I'm so happy she's coming back. I could just imagine what life is going to look like. Like, oh my gosh, like,
I really feel like they should throw a potluck in your honor.
Honestly.
When you tweeted it, I was about to respond and be like, oh my God, you should like get a potluck.
I'm just actually getting cake. I need something. Like
she should bring you flowers.
Don't you know when people are like, we need to just start celebrating like everything. This is something to celebrate.
Yeah.
Like,
you no longer have to do 2 jobs.
Yeah. And I told my boss like maybe last month, I was like, yes, I'm starting to feel the weight of her not being here. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad she'll be back.
Maybe that like, kind of like made your boss kind of like check back on her like, hey girl, you coming back to work or what?
I don't know. All I know is like it's going to be interesting because she has like 10 years of experience more than I. And so I feel like I was reliant on her and her expertise and stuff like that. Cause I would like doubt myself, but I feel like her being gone, it like pushed me into the fire, like forced me to like, really
catch up.
Yeah. Well, 10 years experience, not sure if I catch up with that, but really just, the training wheels were off. I had to figure it out. I had to learn how to fly. So, and I did. So it also would be interesting to see, like, for her to come back. I wonder what our dynamic will be now, because it's like, I don't know, I don't really need, not saying it's bad, like I really don't need her for stuff as much as I did before. So I'm like, I wonder if she'll come back and I'll feel more like, okay, no, I don't know what's going on, or if I'm like, no, we're on the same level.
All right.
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now.
I don't really have an update. I'm just still like, I don't know. I'm just doing stuff. Like I'm trying to like get back into the gym, trying to save up to get a new car because my sunroof is still broken. I need to get that fixed before it starts raining. Yeah, I just be doing stuff. Like I have like little side adventures that I do. That's kind of my thing. Like I don't ever have like really big things going on at a time until I do. And then I forget about them, which I've noticed that I do a lot because little lore about me, I kind of help curate an orchestra that last year it debuted in Orlando, but like I forget to tell like little like things like about that, and because it was like something that I was doing pretty hands off for about 7 years, that like every year I would just check back in with. It just became like something that like
okay, yes, someone.
And then until somebody like mentions something that closely relates to it, then I'm like, you know what? Actually, I did this one thing, and they're like, huh? When did you? I literally ask you all the time, like, what are you doing? And it really shocks my mom too, because like I live with her, like I talk to her like every day, and she be like, what did you? When did you do this? And I'm like, I just did it. Like,
no, I definitely get that.
So like right now, I'm not working. I don't think I'm working on anything big. I have ideas, but like. I haven't put them into fruition yet.
Just concept of a plan.
Yeah, I have concept of plans that I just haven't done yet. That's it though.
Oh, something different. My line sister asked me to be her matron of honor in her wedding.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be exciting.
I meant to ask you about that.
Yes.
Because matron of honor is like the married one. Like, isn't there like a difference between maid and matron? Matron is married and maid isn't? Okay.
Yeah. All right. It's really just the person, like maid of honor that has already gotten married, so they're supposed to like have more, experience with wedding, whatever. So yeah, she has both a maid and a matron of honor.
Beautiful.
Her.
I think my godmother did the same thing. She had a maid and a matron.
Yeah. So yeah, those are our lives. Let's get into talking about other people's lives.
Yay! Our favorite topic. Our favorite thing to do. All right. There's been a lot going on as far as like reality TV shows. Now that like Love Island is finally over, we're not gonna necessarily get into Love Island, but like now that Real Housewives is coming back on, like I just noticed that one thing about me, I love reality TV. Like I love it. I don't actually watch like TV shows like scripted anymore. I really only watch like reality TV. So we're gonna get into like a little bit of legality in reality TV.
Yeah. So I guess something funny that happened on the Love Island reunion is that Huda was saying that she couldn't discuss her dating life because, Netflix essentially told her not to.
Because she's dating somebody that was previously on a Netflix show, Louis from Perfect Match, who was previously on Too Hot to Handle. And Too Hot to Handle, that's also Netflix, right? That's
not sure.
See, I don't watch that.
Yeah,
I don't watch that one.
Yeah, obviously not. Yeah. We're like it's going past our heads, but
the last show that he was on was Perfect Match, and that is on Netflix.
Yes.
So,
but as soon as she said it, like everybody's kind of like, well, I know at least us, and then Andy Cohen is like, Netflix told you not to talk about this. Like, girl, what? So, when she said that, my wheels started turning, and I'm like. If she's saying Netflix, this or company, organization, whatever, told her not that she can't speak on something, that essentially she would be insinuating that she has an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement.
And I have a question before you continue. Yes. If you have an NDA with somebody, can you tell like people that you have an NDA with this person?
It depends on if that's an NDA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gotta put that stuff in there. And so when it comes to an NDA, it's essentially a contract. It is a confidentiality agreement. It's a legal contract that protects sensitive information from being shared with outside parties. It defines what information is considered confidential and obligates the receiving party to maintain its secrecy. They're commonly used in businesses to safeguard like trade secrets, client lists, and even proprietary data or whatever. Like I know my husband has had to sign multiple for his jobs.
Yeah, I had to sign an NDA for my last job.
Oh, yeah. So when it comes to an NDA, you can't just put anything in there and the person has to follow it. Like there are certain like rules of even establishing a contract that could make the contract unenforceable if you include like certain things in there that are like
illegal.
Also, if the person who signed the NDA, if they signed it under duress, like if they're being forced to sign it, stuff like that. There are different factors that can make a contract unenforceable. Because when you think about, like, a contract is civil. Mm-hmm. That's in the air of civil, not criminal. So if somebody breaks an NDA, they're not going to jail for that. You know, they might just have to pay a fine. Yeah, pay a fine, owe that person damages. If the court does issue like an injunction, meaning they tell that party what they can and can't do, essentially the court can give you orders on what you can and can't do, but an NDA, like, in terms of them enforcing it, they can't throw you in prison for breaking an NDA. You just have to pay probably a lot of money. But yeah, so I knew, because if Huda was talking about an NDA, it's like, why would you have NDA with Netflix unless you are about to be on a Netflix show? Mm-hmm. And from what we've seen of the Love Island contract, they can't go on another like reality TV show until a year after. So she doesn't have anything coming up with Netflix as far as we know now. Yeah. But it was just, you could just tell when hearing it, it's like, okay, this is BS. And so if you got that feeling, but you don't have like a legal background or know too much about reality TV, you could be like, okay, this is BS, but why is it BS? Yeah. And it's BS because she couldn't, like, Netflix, like what does, also, if he has an NDA with Netflix for a perfect match, whatever, Netflix can't put in an NDA something that controls another anyone person else's, anyone that hasn't signed it. That hasn't signed it, yes. So his NDA can't tell Huda what to do. Like, that literally makes no sense.
I mean, she could have very well just said, like, out of respect for, you know, my person who has an NDA, which, I mean, at that point, it would just be like, you're practically answering the question at that point. Which the question was like, what is her, like, what is she, like, her dating? Like, is she dating this person that she's been seen with? But
she also was out in public.
I was about to say, the other thing about the whole, like, NDA thing, the comment that just didn't make sense, it was like, y'all have been out, like, boo loving. Like, girl, if there were an NDA, if there was an NDA involved, the two of you would not have been able to be out.
Exactly.
Because I think, what I assume, which I do still feel like she was lying about the whole NDA thing to begin with, but what I assume is that she was, the finale for Perfect Match, I don't believe had come out by the day that they had started filming, which that could be...
Filming what?
Filming for the reunion.
Okay.
So she could have been like, oh, out of respect for his NDA, or like, because, you know, they don't know whether or not that, like, the show is...
Yeah, but still, it's like you're dating this person, so obviously we get a sense of how it came out.
That's what I'm saying, though. So, like, if that really was the case, that, like, he had an NDA with Netflix because of, like, his involvement on Perfect Match, because he went to the finale on Perfect Match. Mm-hmm. So, like, if there was some update on that, then he would not have even been able to be out with you.
And she could say, like how you're saying, if it was a respect thing, okay, that would have made sense.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have never been anything Netflix is telling her to do. Because he could very well be messing with somebody that's, like, obscure, and they post themselves, and she whoever dating, whatever, posts them somewhere. Like, that's not, you know, his fault. He can't get in trouble with his NDA because of that. If he reposted it, that would be something. So yeah.
At the end of the day, it was just a weird comment to make. Like, she could have just said, I just really don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Like, I'm just not ready to really talk about that. Or she could have just said, we're just friends.
Yeah.
She could have just said,
she
not
She
really
could have been like, I'm just still trying to figure dating out, to be honest. Like, there were so many other options, but I feel like she, like you said, she wanted to, we should say, conflate.
I feel like she used Netflix as a way to, like, overemphasize, like, her popularity, because, like, she got to then, like, name drop a whole nother network production, like, oh, I have something going on with Netflix. I can't talk about it. But it was never the case.
Can't talk about it.
Like, she's not going on and then, because that's the other thing, like, she can't even go on another show as of right now. So it was just kind of like, girl, like, what's the point of you bringing up Netflix? Like, you don't have an NDA with Netflix. Yeah. You can't even go on Netflix for another year.
Okay, so another thing that would be involved in a reality show, obviously, you know, people don't want to get sued, you know, after they invite these people or cast these people to be on a reality show. So they sign what is called a waiver of liability, which it is a legal document where one party, the participant, agrees to accept the risk associated with an activity and releases another party, Love Island, the production, whatever show you're thinking of, from responsibility for certain injuries or damages that may occur.
I feel like the best example of waiver of liability is Naked and Afraid. Because like those people go like naked in jungles and like you have to like bear the elements.
Yeah.
And like whatever happens to you, like they kind of like the cameras just watch. Like if you are sick, shaking, literally unless it looks like you could die, those people will not help you.
Yeah. Think about when's the last time I signed a waiver? I feel like I just did something where I had to sign a waiver.
Have you gone skydiving or anything?
I don't remember, but it was some kind of activity. You know, they'll make you. No, when we got on the boat in Aruba, they made us do. They made us sign just in case something happens. It's like
if you get bitten by a shark.
If you get hurt during this time, like it's not on us, it's on you.
I was gonna say, especially if I know a lot of waivers will say like especially if you did not follow instructions, like if you didn't, like if you had a blatant disregard for instructions and your safety and you get hurt, that is like not on us.
Yeah, it's like you're releasing us.
Another good example of waiver of liability is baddies.
Yes,
them girls be getting knocked left and right, all types of damages. Like they can't sue the Zeus Network for any damages that they receive on that show.
But mind you, there's a certain duty of care that is owed in these kind of situations, which is why, you know, if something egregious happens, you do see, you know, these companies being sued for like negligence. Like, okay, like you didn't do your due diligence and whatever happened to make sure that everything's okay. Like say if something in the house like breaks and falls on one of the people and it's due to like the negligence of like production because they weren't whatever. Like if it was like something along those lines where it's like hella egregious, or if you know they do they're supposedly doing these psych evaluations and stuff like that. If they're like find that they didn't do that with like certain characters and just allow anybody on the show that like, you know, could potentially harm someone. Like if somebody had a history of violence and they didn't look into that and then they come on the show and do it. Because you're going on the show, you're not coming, you know, for that.
Yeah, which is actually a case. I can't get into it specifically just because I don't know all the information, but I was just going over it with one of the Love is Blind season 5 contestants. She was sexually assaulted by someone that she met in the pods. So she is like trying to sue like Netflix, Love is Blind. They're like production I think it's called like kinetic connection.
I think part of the reason they're in court is to figure out who they're supposed to sue.
Yeah, but there is like something like that, which would be because like, you know, she feels like maybe that there could have been like some negligence on like who they cast and like how she met this person that did this thing to her.
Right. So people think I think people think sometimes that you could just put anything and everything in a contract, and that's not true at all. Like there are parameters, like I said before, like you can go to court and be like, okay, well this contract is unenforceable, which basically means like, you know, the court can't enforce it. There's really nothing to do. And there are different factors that go into that. Like I said before, like if you put some egregious stuff in a contract, or if it's like way too broad and like control someone too much, you can't like make somebody a slave through being through contract. Also, if that person signed it under duress or like the person that
like a manic episode or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't sign anything on someone's behalf. All that good stuff. So yeah.
All right. Another like release form, which I think is probably like the most interesting, is a broad editorial control contract, which pretty much just gives production the right to edit you however they want. So there's something called frankenbiting, which essentially is just sound biting. So they're allowed to take sound clips from wherever and just plug them into the conversation just to make sense however they see it fit, even if it doesn't like match the participants or the contestants' perspective at all.
Mm-hmm.
So just because we already talked about it, like Love Island, during the Ace interview that he did with Speedy, he talked about how the conversation that he had with Amaya was like from two different, like they were having like two different conversations, but they spliced those two different conversations
where her reaction
together.
to one was put in.
Like she was saying something like, you know, really personal to him, and she started crying when she was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they switched the conversation over to like them setting boundaries, they took those two conversations, her reaction to like her telling him something really sensitive, and then the conversation that he had about like boundaries, they put those two conversations together, and legally they're allowed to.
I wonder if I was on that type of show, if I'd be like, all right, when I'm having one conversation, I'm gonna put, you know, this half of my hair in front of me. And then when I'm out, I'm put it back. And then once I get off and my NDAs, I'm gonna be like, boom.
Production won't let you do that.
I know, but I'm saying like if there's like a subtle way you can do something like, okay, I got like I'm hooking my thumb to
my earring accidentally like fell
like
off.
You're
or something
like you're fidgeting, and then when it's certain conversations, you're like not fidgeting. I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like it's a way you could probably.
And then they can also control your story. So production has the right to edit footage, exaggerate certain conflicts, gloss over other conflicts, or build a narrative that like pretty much just isn't true at all. Like it doesn't have to be an accurate reflection of your perspective or your experience.
Yeah.
They can literally, they can do what they want as your story.
They are their Sims.
Yeah. They are, you as a contestant on a reality show, you are a production sim. So like they can take your story and they can inflate it the way that they want.
Yeah.
Depiction of character, so they can make you look like a villain. They can give you a villain edit. I think the craziest type of edit to get is it's like a Tammy Brown edit. So Tammy Brown is a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race. And is she a little nutty? Yes. But however, they made her seem far nuttier than anything else, because like there were times where she would, like, there would be a conflict going on, and the camera would pan over to her, and she'd be saying something so super out of context, and then they would just like not address it at all, just make it seem like she was an absolute like loony bin. Like there was an argument between two contestants about like whether they had a sugar daddy or something. She was like, I don't have a sugar daddy. If I had a sugar daddy, like something. And all you hear is Tammy Brown going like, she says like, that's right, Teletubby, teleport me to Mars. And it's like, what the fuck? But it's just like, and then there was another conversation where they were on stage getting judged, and like she just like got off the stage and sat down, but they were on a break when that happened. But they didn't put that context in there that they were on a break. They just kept it in there like she just took off all her clothes and just sat down on the stage, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's like whoever ends up continuing to go on Love Island, it's like you have all these examples of how, you know, your story
could be depicted.
They could splice stuff together, how they're depicting your character. It's kind of like, to a certain degree, you sign up for this stuff. Like you're like, that's literally what these contracts are. It's like, hey, this is what we're allowed to do. This is what you're getting yourself into. And y'all put in your John Hancock on the dotted line. So it's like
you like it. I was gonna say, I mean, you get what you pay for. Like,
it's like you want the glitz and the glam and the fame, and also
I think that people think that they can like control certain things. Remember how we were talking about, oh sorry, I'm gonna mention it again. Remember how we were talking about like Huda and Chris, how like I feel like he got into like a connection with her so that way he could see like if he could control her. I think that like if people continue to go on Love Island, it'll be because they think that they can beat production, or that they can outsmart.
They think, or some of them are just so like blonde to think like,
or just like
I'm just going to be my true self, and it is going to shine through. And
like people are going to love me, and then you realize that like,
no, everybody hates you.
Yeah, people actually don't like you.
I'm just kidding.
I hate you. Yeah, so that's some of the legal contracts that go into being on a reality TV show. Enter at your own risk.
Yes.
Because essentially you are completely out of control. Like
Yes.
you have no control if you have no control over your edit. If you get hurt, there's not much that you can really do about it. And then also you can't talk about it. So
people aren't even good at controlling their own narratives on their own social media.
I know.
Because you could think you're saying something so just clear.
Genuine.
And then people in the comments like, oh, you said you hate this person, mama, and you hope they die. Like, where did you get that from?
It's also like what we talked about like last week when it's like you post something so innocent and then you become like the Twitter topic of the week. And it's like, I didn't know I was signing up for this. Like there's this lady who she told a story about how her and her husband met on like some cruise or some vacation. And she was like, my husband had a girlfriend when he met me, but like I didn't know about it. Mind you, as she's telling the story, she was like, yeah, when he met me, I asked him, was he married? And then he was like, oh, no, I asked him, was he single? And he said, well, I'm not married. And she like never, she never thought about that again. And she was like, I thought it was kind of weird at first, but like.
Yeah, it's like, no, that's actually very telling.
And then people were like, she was like also addressing the comment that like, you get them how you, like you lose them how you get them type thing. And she was like, if, I trust in God and blah, 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 blah. And people were like, girl, like he fully was in a relationship when he met you and like you just bringing God into this. I don't think God supports this. Like
I don't think he was in the room when that happened.
He was not in the room when it happened. So it's like, I mean, you can just say something so innocent and you really have no control over how it's going to get spent out. Like you have no control over like other people's perception of you.
Social media is a beast that cannot be contained.
Yeah, it can. It really cannot.
Like the Truman Show. But he didn't know he was being recorded.
That's honestly what social media is starting to feel like. That's honestly what Love Island felt like. It felt like we were watching the Truman Show.
You know, even Love is Blind. Because we were watching it, we're like, why are they going to an event where they're going to see the other people they talk to in the pods? There's no reason for them to ever see or talk to the other people they saw in the pods.
It is though.
In front of their couples.
It is though. Because the whole experiment was Love is Blind. Like with Love is Blind, it's like, is love blind? Like, can you make a decision to be with somebody for the rest of your life without initially knowing what they look like? And then like when you know,
in the face of other people.
Yeah, even in the face of other people that you find attractive.
Specifically the people in the pods. Why not just random hot people?
Because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be an experiment. Like it's supposed to be an actual social experiment that like at this point we have the answer to the social experiment. No, love is not blind. Like these,
we got the answer. It's not. Like it's really not.
These couples are not actually like lasting. And I feel like the couples that do last like actually look good together and they seem to actually be attracted. And it just seems like that just kind of like just
and
so
those
happened.
are the people that people least care about sometimes. It's like the two black people that won.
I know which, from like the Seattle, like Washington area, that, and then like the Hispanic, there was like a Hispanic girl and a white guy from like the DC one. They're the only couple from that season still together. You don't even know who I'm talking about, do you? Like, no, that's what I'm saying.
What about the white guy and the Asian lady?
They're not together anymore.
Wow.
What's so fucked up is like by the time they get to the altar, they have to ask the question like, so is love blind? And then, you know, if you love them, you say yes. But it's like, so what you trying to say? I'm ugly?
Right. Like, so love not blind?
So
it's like, hey, this actually didn't work out.
Like what you trying to say? I look funny? So like, you just don't care what I look like?
Exactly.
What? Okay. Anyway.
What you say F me for?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough of reality TV.
Yes. Let's move on to a trial that is currently occurring. With everyone's favorite
Afro-Latino.
Yes. Cardi B. So Cardi B is on trial right now. It is a civil lawsuit. She is appearing in Los Angeles County Court. The trial was August 25th through the 27th, and it's part of an overall civil assault trial. So a security guard named Amani Ellis, I think I pronounced that right, sued Cardi back in 2020, claiming that Cardi assaulted her outside of a Beverly Hills medical office in February of 2018. So it happened in 2018. She sued her in 2020. It's 2025. So she's suing her for $24 million
There's no way.
At the time, Cardi was pregnant with Culture, and Cardi has just repeatedly denied the assault allegations. She admitted that she got into a verbal altercation with the security guard, and she claimed that the security guard was invading her privacy by recording Cardi before an OBGYN appointment. And so since she's taken the stand, there's been a bunch of viral clips. Whoever this attorney is that is questioning Cardi B, it's kind of just like, okay, do you want your client to win, or like what are you doing right now?
You know who the attorney reminds me of?
Who?
My cousin Vinny.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I'm like, he's so aggressive.
Yes,
why is he talking like that? Like, this is not Law and Order. Like, literally, he sounds like he's on a scripted drama show.
Because I think somehow it got to like Cardi saying that she was fat or something like that, or something along those lines. Yeah. He was like, "How did you know that?" And she's like,
he said something
about
else,
her being bigger too,
and he yelled at Cardi about it, and it was just like, he was like, "Well, what did you say?" And it was like, what?
But okay, so with the Cardi case, one thing that happened that was interesting is she's trying to like sue for damages, and she's saying essentially like in whatever physical altercation that she's alleging that Cardi like scratched her face, and she had to get cosmetic surgery. So they had the doctor. You good? Okay. Yeah, I saw it. They're talking to the doctor. What's it called? What I say? Physical? No.
Physician?
No, plastic surgeon. They're talking to the plastic surgeon, and they're like, okay, so apparently this altercation happened in 2018. Bear with me on the dates. I believe that she went to the doctor in, I think, 2022 to get the like plastic surgery or whatever. And she's saying it's related to the case, but the person, the doctor on the stand, they asked him, did you know that she was in a car accident in 2021? And then the doctor was like, no, he didn't know that. So I think they're trying to establish that like she could have got these scratches from anywhere. Like you don't know this happened from the 2018 or these scars or whatever.
From 4 years. Exactly. Because there's 4 years in between the incident and when she got the plastic surgery. Yeah.
And so she still hasn't paid her medical bills. And so the doctor did confirm that like he told her that he would wait until after the trial to like seek her to pay them just in case she gets this $24 million. So
he could put interest on that medical bill,
bruh. And it's like yes, maybe it's like 17,500. But yeah, but when he was describing the I guess the scars or whatever, he was like based on the distance apart that they were, also that the middle one was deeper because he was like your ring finger is longer than your index and your ring finger. So he would associate like those kind of like scratches or those kind of like injuries with scratches from a hand. And Cardi is still maintaining that
she never physically.
She was like, I didn't call her this. I said she was a bitch.
Yeah. And then I know the receptionist who was on duty at the time also took the stand and kind of pretty much like sided, like her story sounded like she was kind of like siding with Cardi as far as that like the other woman was the aggressor, because she said that like while she was at the desk, she went to like break up the altercation and she was telling her like, you need to go back to your post. So it seems like she wasn't even where she was supposed to be, which could also like affect the outcome of the trial.
She thought she was about to make a check, getting info on Cardi. I saw, this may not be true, but people were alleging that like Cardi wasn't, like nobody knew she was pregnant at that time. So it's even further like, you know, this is a secret. Like,
are people, well, obviously they are, but I should say, how come people are just allowed to sue you for whatever amount, even if the amount doesn't cover like medical damages at all? Like how come like she can sue Cardi for $24 million, but like she ain't got $24 million worth of damages?
Essentially because people can do what they want. Like you really could sue somebody for any reason. And so it would be up to like the court, like the people, like maybe the judge, depending on what kind of, if there is a jury, stuff like that, on what the appropriate damages are. So they could say, okay, yes, we're finding her guilty, but she's not going to pay you 24 because that's egregious. She's going to pay
your plastic surgery bill,
the actual 17,000. So like it's up for the court to like essentially decide what the damages are, because sometimes hers is just egregious. 24 million, what are you talking about? Other people will like they'll have the amount based on calculations they did. Like, okay, this cost this much, this cost this much. The attorney fees are going to be around this, and then they have a sum. Yeah. She pulled out of
out of that booty.
So yeah, but the thing I was going to say, which I guess is kind of transitioning to the next thing as well, is that how this attorney is acting just feels like looking for a viral moment, and also prioritizing the court of public opinion than the actual court that you're in. And I feel like another situation where that happened recently is like DJ Akademiks, when he was on a deposition with Megan's attorneys. So I think people think that Megan is suing him, and so that's where the deposition is happening from, but it's not. It's in connection to her case against Milagro.
The blogger.
Against a blogger. And so one of the claims is that like that blogger and other
bloggers, streamers,
were just like spreading misinformation and like about Megan and the case and stuff like that. And when I saw that, I was wondering, I'm like, because they're on Zoom, so I'm like, I think he was streaming. He was streaming the court case, and it's like, I think he also was, because he was trying to be like, she's a liar. She did it all. Where it's like, okay, well, we're not really talking about that right now. It's Milagro Cooper, but it just seemed like name. I wonder if that's their real name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but did you see that? What did you think?
I did not realize what was going on fully. I thought that maybe he was doing like an interview with her lawyers, and then people started talking about, oh, that was so stupid of him not to have any lawyers present. And I was like, wait, what the?
I'm not a cop.
I was like, I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, oh, he like sat in a deposition without lawyers present, and like talked to Megan's lawyer. And I just feel like he was so excited to do that.
Yes,
he was so excited to go ahead and do that because he just wants to be a part of it so bad.
And he made a post after, I guess he said that in this deposition, Meg Thee Stallion got me asking about Tory Lanez, Drake, and Nicki Minaj more than their client Meg Thee Stallion. It's like, okay, well, one, how's Meg asking you a question about Meg? It's not Meg, it's her attorneys. And he's mentioned in the case as someone who shared Milagro Cooper's post in spreading conspiracy theories that Meg was never shot.
Yeah. I think that he's going to continue to say her name, even if she has nothing to do with the actual like case itself, just because he wants to like pull her out of hiding and then be in the same courtroom as her or be on the same like Zoom call as her. Like, he's such a fan. He just can't wait. He is.
He's obsessed, and unfortunately, he probably has a lot of money, doesn't he?
Yeah,
like the streaming and everything.
Yeah,
like,
he does.
And he
makes a lot of money.
He sucks. Like, I believe so. Earlier this month, Megan's lawyers accused Cooper of destroying evidence by deleting like thousands of messages off her phone and suggesting that the lawyers are suggesting that some of those were communications between Cooper and
Tory
Lanez's father, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah. So essentially what a deposition is, like you said, the lawyers are having a meeting with a party and they're just asking them questions. And this happens before trial, if it goes to that. But they're just asking them questions to get more information. Like, you can be subpoenaed and have to sit on a deposition. They do that a lot when there's also an expert on the case as well. That's not related to a case, but they're like, okay, well, we need this like expert witness or whatever, and using a deposition. And if something were to go to a trial, they can use what was said in the deposition to either corroborate or whatever, bring it up to see what was said.
Yeah. All right, now for everybody's favorite little
No one's
gremlin.
favorite nothing.
It's like is he anybody's favorite artist?
If
like,
they're lying.
Anybody?
If they're lying. Like, what? Favorite artist?
Tory Lanez.
And there's so much music out here in the world.
I know, and Tory Lanez is your favorite
artist. Like,
you have to be lying.
Jerry Sprunger.
Springer?
No, it's a song by him.
Oh.
That's the only song I could really tell you. It's probably maybe some random ones, but
I know the only one I know by him is the Proud Family one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's it.
All right, so Tory Lanez's 2 recent habeas corpus petitions were rejected in a California appeals court like 2 weeks ago. Essentially, a habeas corpus petition is like a mechanism that you can use to challenge the legality of like the sentencing or the outcome of a trial. So if you're trying to say like, oh, something went wrong during the trial, which is like we have to throw this whole thing out.
So it's kind of like shooting for a mistrial because of something very specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're saying like he didn't bring up enough evidence that would basically like entitle him to like have like for them to look more into it. Mm-hmm. So his original petitions were rejected.
What did he use to file the habeas? Like, what did he say?
He was saying that like there were like firearm and bullet fragments that were missing or that were mishandled, and so that violated his due process rights.
All right.
Apparently,
it's time to talk about some street shit. Ah! Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we're finna pretend to be gangsters and act like we know what we're talking about. Y'all,
yeah.
Let me just tell you this. I told my boyfriend this. Which I don't necessarily mean like not specifically, don't ever go to jail. Yeah. And don't ever put me in a position where I need to protect myself because I will snitch.
Every single time.
I will snitch, and I won't care.
The rules of snitching that people have nowadays is just
I can't
BS.
get behind it. Yeah. I can't get behind it. They were saying
Meg snitched. He injured me.
Like,
and she wasn't gonna say nothing at first.
What are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
And also, I want this nigga to go to jail.
Right. Exactly.
what are we really talking about here? But yeah. Okay. So Young Thug. Okay. Let's go back. Back in like what was that? 2022. RICO case. The YSL got hit with a RICO case. Young Thug specifically, and some of the people that are in his entourage in Atlanta don't even know some of those people's names. But because Gunna is like a known associate, he was wrapped up in it all. Some other people were wrapped up in it, blah, 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 blah. Gunna was the first person to be released after, like, when the whole like YSL trial started, and people just immediately were like, "Oh, he snitched. He snitched. He's a rat.
Get out. He snitched.
Yeah, like he talked to the feds, and all these rappers started dissing him.
F Gunna.
Like fuck Gunna. Like, and everybody was like, "Damn, I guess like Gunna really snitched. Yeah, people don't fuck with Gunna no more." And Gunna never said anything about it. He would drop like little lines in songs, and he would say certain things, but he never like did an interview to like clear his name. He kind of just waited for time, and I think that's like one of the coolest things to do.
And was like,
like
I was running the miles, not my mouth.
Literally, and like I mean, he said like little things in the song, and it didn't make sense at first, but now it makes sense. Now I think he said something around the lines that like, y'all talking shit about the fact that I'm a snitch, but y'all are literally working with a known snitch. And nobody said anything about it. I think this was the song Bread and Butter that came out like on the album that he first dropped, like after he got released. So he said something about it like on there, but nobody really paid him any attention. But like, I mean, Gunna was still being played like in clubs and parties or whatever. So he really didn't lose anything for just besides street cred. But like when you're in the music industry, no one gives a fuck about street cred. Like, I do not care that you are a snitch. I will still listen to your music.
I don't talking mess, but people still stream his music.
Like, I do not care about street politics going on in
Everyday
Atlanta.
Civilians,
like
I don't talking about it.
I don't care.
People I went to college with. Yeah, university.
Yeah, you have a PhD. Why do you care if somebody's a snitch?
Talking about you can't respect him.
What? What are you talking about?
Huh?
You don't even make sense right now.
Suck.
You are from Bowie. Anyway, so it's starting to turn out that Young Thug might have snitched as well. Not might have. There were some videos that came out, some audio clips that came out from the interrogation where Young Thug said, "I'll tell you anything you want to know. I can give you numbers. Just keep my name out of it."
Why did you do your voice like that?
Because that is crazy. Like, he pretty much was like,
hey. I don't even need the sandwich. Get the recorder here now.
I don't need the Popeyes.
Yeah,
I don't need the Popeyes.
I'll tell you what you want to know.
I'll tell you what you want to know. So, but anyway, there were also phone calls between Young Thug and 21 Savage that then came out where Young Thug and 21 Savage are pretty much having like conversations about everything that's going on. So the main phone call that really got leaked, or the most popular trending one, was when Young Thug was actually talking about how other rappers started dissing Gunna, where he pretty much was like, I probably still would have fucked with Gunna after this if all them niggas hadn't jumped the gun on that.
Yeah. I was wondering if it happened where Gunna got off and did they immediately like, he did it, did he do it? Did he snitch? Did he snitch? Did he snitch? And I'm like, okay, did he make it clear what the answer was? Like, did he say no? Like, what did he say?
Okay, so what he said on the call with 21 Savage was that, like, when he got out, or like whenever he was talking to them people, making a plea or whatever, he was just like, I can give you information about these people, and like all of it. He was saying like, I can give you this information. What Young Thug was saying on the phone call was that like none of the information that Gunna was going to give them applied to the case. Yeah. Like, it really had nothing to do with the case. Yeah. So it gave that, like, talking it gave that he just talking. But I'm like, is he really a snitch if like whatever he's telling them has nothing to do with the case? If I'm telling you some information and it cannot affect
it, just
you,
so happened to get me off,
right? It so just like it got me off, and it didn't get you in trouble. I mean, look at you a free man, so obviously he did. He couldn't have said that much.
But I just think it was like, for Thug to like not go back and clear it up or anything like that, it's kind of like, okay, well, that make you look, you know.
But also, you know how like people say like if you have like beef with like somebody in your family, I'm just your friend. Like, I don't then start beefing with your family because because then when you get back cool with them, now I'm just still on the outskirts and like I can't fix that with them. That situation had nothing to do with like them other rappers. Like Lil Durk is from Chicago. Why is he in Atlanta business? Like, you're not even signed to the same label. Like, this has nothing to do with you. And I get that like you want to support your friends and like you want to stand on like the morals that come with being in the streets. Whatever, okay, I get it. Not really, but whatever. It's just like, still, like, why did everybody need to dogpile on him?
It's like Thug just came and like leaned into the narrative that was already being spread.
When he didn't even initially agree with it. Because he said, like, I wouldn't have cared if like these other niggas didn't care. So like, don't care about it. Why do you care? Only because other people now care.
Also, the fact that these conversations are happening, like, you didn't think they were going to get leaked? Like, you thought, I don't know. I don't know what he thought. Because even when it came out that like other women were like visiting him and those like his visits with Mariah the Scientist like got leaked and stuff like that. It's like,
but that's one of those other things. Like, when people find out, like, people finding out that you snitch is kind of like a tale as old as time. Like, people can like,
it's always gonna come out.
Papers are, they fly around like really, like they fly around like willy nilly in the system. Like, people, if they find something interesting, like they can and will like put that shit out there. And that's exactly what happened. Honestly, I think the stuff was put out by like whoever interrogated him.
Maybe
because like they sat up there and embarrassed them damn prosecutors for months. Of course they put that shit up. Shit.
Yeah, it's I mean, well, now. Here we are.
Now we got to put out that Young Thug is a snitch, because that might just be worse than him going to jail.
It's like OJ. They got him for something. They got him for something. So it's like, you know, it's just like the thought of snitching is, especially because I remember when it came out that like Gunna had like snitched or whatever, everybody was like, but Gunna isn't like a street rapper necessarily. Like, he's not from the street. So the fact that like people expected him to like uphold some street code is like,
crazy. Like, what are we talking about?
Because even if we're talking about Meg, like if you black, you just should just be quiet.
Yeah.
Because they don't talk about snitching when it comes to these non-black people.
Yeah, like who cares? Well,
you know how bad prison is?
It's about to say who wants to go to jail?
Right.
Everybody's going to start saving their own asses.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to these rappers. Like, they live a life of luxury. They don't want to let that go. I don't want to let go of my Versace robe. Sorry. Birth control.
Yeah.
It's my birth control. Anyway, they don't want to let go of a Versace robe, a California king size
even
bed.
If you go to jail, it's no guarantee that like, oh, you got 5 years. There's no guarantee you're going to do like
5 years.
You can. Okay, you can get out earlier. You can stay in there longer about stuff that accrues while you're in prison.
Yeah.
People be trying to hurt you in there.
Yeah, you got to defend yourself.
Yes. They be having shanks.
Scurry.
Yeah.
Scurry. I wouldn't want to be in there.
Yeah.
I started saving my...
Food sucks.
I'm snitching.
Oh my gosh.
Baby. Don't... Like, what do they call it? When... it's not negligence. It's like when you don't know something... But like you kind of know.
Talking about plausible deniability.
Yes. Big brain. Plausible deniability.
Yes.
At least give me that.
Mm-hmm.
At least give me that. Just let me just be.
I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. When then people come asking me, I literally do not know. And they're like, how don't you know? Here's all the evidence. I didn't know none of that.
Yeah, like when I was doing that case, one of like the prosecutors were trying to say like, oh, the guy had a like gun in his book bag, and they're asking the girl who's like on trial, and they're like, okay, how did you not know that? And she was like, I don't look in his book bag. Like I don't know I don't automatically know what's in his book bag.
They did that during the Aaron Hernandez case, where like the wife was on the stand, and I believe he was like throwing out something, and they were like, well, how didn't you know? Like, I didn't go through the trash that day. Like, I just sorry. Yeah. I forgot to go through the trash can.
It's possible I don't know this thing.
Right.
But yeah.
So plausible deniability. That's what I mean. Because if you don't want me to know something, if you don't want me to snitch, don't tell me.
Make sure I don't know.
All right. Time for another loser.
Yeah. So just
wait. That's mean. I'm sorry. I won't call him a loser. I gotta stop doing that. I don't know these people. Okay, he's not a loser, but I don't really know enough about him to like him. Or I should say, what I know about him, I don't like.
That was very mature of you.
Thank you. All right.
Anyway, back to this loser. I'm just kidding. So just an update on like DDG, Halle, their custody battle and stuff going on. If you're wondering why you haven't seen cute little baby Halo in a while.
That's so funny because he did disappear from it. I forgot. Like,
now he's out of sight. Yeah. He was everywhere, and I was like, okay, well.
I was never checking for the baby to begin with, but it's like now.
You notice that you don't see him anywhere now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
The court ordered that neither of the parties can post him.
Yeah, so neither DDG and Halle can post. Yeah.
Yes. I wonder how that affects, like, obviously their families can.
Yeah. Can they?
Because that agreement wouldn't, or it depends on what's in the court order.
Yeah.
If it's like, oh, Halle and DDG, or of course their full real names, cannot post him, or it's like no one, he can't be posted by anyone. But I think it is Halle and DDG, like they can't post him. So it's like technically Chloe could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or but like DDG mother. I mean, but they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that just came to my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, DDG is now permitted to have peaceful contact with Halle solely to coordinate court-ordered visitations of Halo. The documents state that DDG can visit Halo in a professionally monitored visitation session every Wednesday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. local time, as well as every other Sunday during the same time period. It's Sunday. He don't got that baby right now. I can tell you that. And the professional monitor has to be advised and instructed.
No, it's in LA, right? So he might have the baby now. Anyway.
But it's not Saturday.
Oh, I thought you said something about Sunday. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying it's Sunday right now, so I know he don't got the baby.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But essentially the monitor is to be advised and instructed that like the primary purpose of the monitoring requirement is to ensure compliance, the DDG's compliance with the court orders regarding social media posting, dissemination of information, and the like that's explained in the documents as well. So essentially the monitor, it doesn't sound like the monitor is there to make sure like he's being good with Halo.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of like the court's spy, essentially. Like, all right, making sure you're not posting, make sure you're not streaming right now. Yeah. Making sure
just to kind of keep it in check. Maybe.
Yeah. And so So that's what's going on with them.
People should stop having kids.
Yeah. You don't know.
Damn, like
not even people you don't know, because you think you know somebody.
Yeah.
But that was just it just got horrible.
Yeah, it got really bad really quick.
Yeah. I do think kids is more serious than marriage. I know people be like, but no.
I know, I was about to say, because you can divorce somebody and like never have anything to do with them again. Like
that kid. That's why it's like, do you really want the kid to have a baby daddy last name?
I'm gonna say,
do you really want to sign the baby daddy last name on the thing? You know, like you could.
My mom, I'm 25 years old, or I'm about to be 25, and my mom and my dad still have to deal with each other. So
yeah, like people like,
that doesn't just
18,
go away.
No, it's not. Just
no, it really
like,
doesn't.
There's this like these girls on TikTok, their sisters, or the one of the sisters' account, it's like her parents have been separated, like they're black for a long time, and it's like her father be trying to win her mother back, and her mother just like over it. Yeah, and so it's be funny because it's supposed to be funny because they're trying to like hijinks and like set up situations where their parents are together.
Parent trap.
Yeah, and it's like, mind you, they're in their 20s. Yeah, and it's kind of like, oh, I get that this is like fun and games for like social media, but it's like, I don't know, how does your mother really feel? Like you're putting somebody who probably
terrorized her.
Like went, because she's like, she don't be feeding into it at all. Mm-hmm. Like she don't play with that man. So it's like, it's like, oh, ha ha, he, but it's like this, you're kind of like, I don't know if are they being considerate of their mother's feelings? Where it's like, this guy who probably
I would say, like, but if they also don't know how their mother feels about it, or don't necessarily know like what all went into it, then they never know to like, okay, maybe this is do it. Maybe this is serious.
But it's just like, it made me think of how like, have you heard people that movie 50 First Dates and how they're like, that's actually a horror movie? Yeah. She's waking up and never remembering. It made me think of that, where it's
they had a kid at some point. Exactly. She was waking up pregnant
as fuck too. Like what? And I'm watching this movie every day.
Yeah.
I remember what we talked about yesterday.
Right. But they said some days are bad, some days are good. But I'm just like,
the bad days is like I'm waking up and I'm
it's pregnant. Like, which is actually, that goes into like a lot. Actually, you know what? So crazy about like movies around that time. There's so many like pretty messed up things that like are going on, because like, is that even like allowed to happen? Yeah. Like, is that even okay? Because they were also married. So like,
or it's like, do you have the
capacity? Yes. Like, do you even have the capacity to like, because I mean, marriage is in some way is a legal contract. Mm-hmm. Like, if you know that you're going to, if the court knows that, when this person wakes up in the morning, they're going to have like no idea that they even agreed to be married.
That is a contract, but nobody's checking to see, like nobody's monitoring to be like, oh, is Anthony actually okay to get married? Like, is that okay? Like, so it would have been a situation where that will only come up if they're trying to contest the marriage. Yeah. Like if her or like her father or something.
I'm sure she tried to at one point. Like if this was real, she probably would have like been like, who the are you? Like, how am I married to you? Yeah. And then like imagine like her dad dies and then like she has nobody to help her like anchor her in. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. Another movie that I was gonna say fucked up is pretty messed up, is because you brought it up. Parent Trap. Have you ever thought about, what argument led them to saying, okay, we're divorcing and I'm taking one of the kids, you can keep that other one, and we'll never talk ever again? What argument, like what happened that led to a mom being like, I'm okay with never seeing my other child ever again? They
like, y'all hate each other that much. What happened?
Like literally what happened, and like it's just phrased as this like cute little like,
we're getting the band back together.
And mind you, the whole villain of the show is the man is the lady that he's about to marry, and they're making it seem like she's the most evil person, but it's just like, you have another kid.
Yeah.
And you just didn't mention that. And now the other kid and your baby mama just hanging around. What are we talking about right now?
And the whole family just kept that secret.
Right.
Like,
what are we talking about right now?
Like her twin. This isn't even like just siblings. They're
right.
twins.
They're twins. Like what?
A piece of her is missing.
Also, like me as the fiance, now I have to think about what type of person you are that you just had your other kid out here in the world. Like they honestly had that lady fucked up.
Ain't get no updates, ain't get no pictures. Right. You don't know how the little girl doing. Like you don't know nothing. Like y'all were bad parents.
Just terrible people.
But I originally brought that up to say that like how the lady in 50 First Dates, like that's like actually a nightmare. It's like, what if that mother is a nightmare? It's like, oh, my kids keep bringing around my op.
Yeah. Like,
but another movie that is crazy like that. It was that movie where the one Jennifer Aniston, she's like she wants to get pregnant, so she goes to a sperm donor, and her friend who's like been secretly in love with her, like gets drunk one night and like replaces the sperm that she had with his own sperm.
That's rape. Is it not? Is that not a form of like?
I don't know. Let me finish explaining the movie.
Okay.
But then she so she gets pregnant and it's his kid, and it's like you can kind of tell they have similar mannerisms or whatever, blah blah blah, whatever. And it eventually comes out, and it's like I believe they end up together, but it's like that's weird.
You know, there's actually a case similar to that. There's a doctor.
The doctor who
so there's
his sperm everywhere. He got like 100 some kids.
There's a doctor who was working at like a sperm clinic, and instead of like using other people's sperm, he was using his sperm.
Yeah.
So he has like 100 kids, which I do believe is like illegal, because then that is like you're creating a pool for incest. Like you're creating like, and then they're all around the same town or whatever. So they literally have like 100 siblings. They could end up being married to each other. Whatever.
It's also wild because it's like usually you pick your sperm donor, like they have that information, and so it's like, okay, I picked this, but I'm like, why does my like
what happens if you are black or you picked a black sperm donor and then you notice that like this is awfully white?
I'm like, maybe they were mixed.
Like that's kind of like the whole the ending storyline on In Living Single, where Max, she goes to the sperm clinic to get like, to get Kyle's pregnant, and it was Kyle's.
That's cute. That's like well, not cute, but like serendipitous.
Yeah, because they were dating.
Exactly.
And then he left.
Yeah, who knows? It would have been that exact.
That was one of my favorite shows as a kid.
I didn't watch it until college.
Really?
But I really
watching it.
I love Maxine Shaw, attorney at law.
Because she was hilarious.
She was so funny. Her and Kyle's like, won't they?
Lovers to like,
to enemies again. Like
it gave very much like Martin and like Martin and Pam, but like
they are together.
Yeah, they were actually like. I
remember that conversation was happening with like Martin and Pam, and they started bringing up, I don't know, that
colorism.
Yeah, colorism. But also
it was like, because of Ari, the singer.
Oh yeah. So there, I feel like there's so they're trying to like how Martin was treating her, and I actually was making a point of like, it kind of to them it just seemed like a relationship where it's like, oh, you're dating my best friend, or like you're my partner's best friends. Like we have this back and forth. We don't really actually hate each other, but it's like it's kind of like brother sistery or whatever. Yeah. So it was like, I don't think he like hated Pam.
Yeah, and I think the conversation was because like she was like, oh, like he made disparaging comments about her, and like as a dark skinned woman, blah 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 blah.
They was
like
going back and forth with each other.
But even then, like he didn't really make comments about her being dark skinned. The comments most of the time that he was making had something to do with like her hair, or like
her being an animal.
Yeah, which I mean, I guess, but like. I don't think Martin was. I mean, I don't think Pam was the only like victim of that. I think it was like everybody, but Gina got talked about.
He was talking about Gina too.
Yeah. So it was,
like I think that was the like everybody on the show got talked about. Also, someone said like what we're seeing in the show is like we're seeing Pam be desired. It's not like we just saw her. Like she got
treated by everybody.
Like she
was desired by many of people on the show. So many of the characters. I mean, yeah. All right.
Another episode. You see, we're getting back on track with this whole Law and Order thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about the law.
Talking about the law.
What was that? What is that? The lady, the scammer, something to the law. Respect to the law.
Respect to the law.
Mm-hmm.
Something a law.
Yes.
Respect to the law.
Yeah, so.
And she's still around here running around on these streets. I think she's on Zeus Network.
Not surprised.
Who is? All right. Anyway, y'all. We're about to go sign up for a reality TV show.
Yes.
And we'll let y'all know about all of the legal contracts.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a good one.
I know. Okay, wait, before we leave, if you had to go on any reality TV show, even if it was a love dating competition show, if you were single, which one would it be?
If I had to go on a reality TV show, I think that I would go on Love is Blind.
Really?
I think, yeah, I feel like it has the perfect amount of like drama. I feel like I would do it just to do it. I'm like, okay, let's see, da-da-da. You know, end up with somebody. And it's like, I think the part about like meeting each other's families and just that whole thing, that sounds funny to me. So I think I would be like, I would be in there trying to guess what the person look like. That's what I'm writing in my little notebook. I'm like, he probably look this way, probably da-da-da, this race, da-da-da. Yeah. If
I could go on any reality TV show, even though like the only people that do it are like, one, Real Housewives. If I had the status, I would go on Real Housewives in a heartbeat. Or honestly, anything on the Bravo network, I would do. I wouldn't mind. I like Bravo. And then Traders. But if because I know they only do celebrities, but like if they did just regular people, I would sign up for in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think I was going to also say Beyond the Villa. Not Love Island, but you got to do Love Island to get on Beyond the Villa. Just because they be taking them to do a lot of like...
fun, adventurous, little excursions.
They did an excursion every episode. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Yeah.
Just pay for a little date or something. But Love is Blind does that too. Because do they pay... I wonder how much of an allowance do they give them for the engagement rings?
Yeah,
because there's no way. I don't think they're coming out of pocket for that.
Oh yeah, no, they aren't. Or their dresses, or their wedding, which is why we're gonna Love mine. I get a wedding paid for. Shit,
I know, right? But that's a shabby little wedding, though.
It is
such a shabby little wedding. Really There's not really any decorations. It's just like some white chairs and like a flower arch, and like that's it. Yeah. And the wedding dresses are never actually like
they aren't. Stunning.
No,
they did not eat.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
but all right. Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.